my country, Brazil, we had a immigrational evolution during time. So we received a lot of people from a lot of countries, as in the United States. So we had a perspective of nation that is very new, but in the beginning of times we hadn't. So this is something that I'm showing to you as an example, but we have other examples of countries that has very separated understandings of nations inside of the same nation.
Toca la clave, suena el bombo.
Hey guys, it's me again, Juliana Neimann, and in this video I will explain to you what is an international relation, or what are the international relations. First of all, we need to analyze the words international relations. It could lead us to an understanding that international relation would be a relation between nations, but this is a old way of seeing it, because we don't have nations as we had in the past, and in the past maybe the relation would be between nations, but not nowadays. This is not happening anymore, and I need to explain 3 important concepts for you before I talk about the real international relations. So what is a nation? Is a group of people that share the same values, the same symbols, the same understanding of being part of something. Maybe is a group of people that will be evolving during the history of humanity, like a huge family. All the people are from the same matrix of familiarity, so they have some genetics, they have a same concept of way of living. Maybe they share the same language, they share the same religion, they have a lot in common, but they don't have a territory, because in the beginning of the earth, the beginning of the human race, we didn't have any territory. We were nomads. So in this case, a nation doesn't have to have a territory. A territory is the next concept. What is a territory? Is a space, a piece of land in the earth that we can live in, that we can produce. It would be not a psychological place, it's a physical place, so it's the land we see, the land we live in. So in the evolution of humanity, one day we started to live in land and produce inside of the land by doing agriculture, by doing construction, by starting things in this place. So the equation between nation plus territory would result in a country. But with the evolution of humanity, the growing of the populations, we started to need a lot more management, we started to need a lot more organization. So the state began by understanding that it would be an institution that will help population or the nation to organize themselves inside of a territory. So nowadays, the new equation we have between nation, territory, and a state will result in a nation state. So nowadays, when we are talking about international relations, we are not saying nothing about just nations relating with themselves or with other nations. We are talking about a state nation relating to other state nations, like Brazil, like United States, like Spain, like, I don't know, many countries. When they are relating themselves, they are not nations only, they are state nations. And most of the time, we have a state nation that has a lot of nations inside. In my country, Brazil, we had a immigrational evolution during time. So we received a lot of people from a lot of countries, as in the United States. So we had a perspective of nation that is very new, but in the beginning of times we hadn't. So this is something that I'm showing to you as an example, but we have other examples of countries that has very separated understandings of nation inside of the same nation. So this is not a international relations nowadays. So a nation state will deal with all the things that we need to deal as a nation state. So as security, diplomacy, culture, commerce. Maybe they would talk about health issues like we had during the pandemic. So all those things would be a work for a nation state. So nowadays, when we're talking about international relations, mostly we're talking about relations between nation states. And why we're not saying this in the word, not international relations or relations between nation state, would be a very ugly new term. So nowadays we're still saying the way I'm explaining to you. And about the actors, about the institutions that will deal with international relations, we can talk about more in the future, because many theories of international relations will talk about other institutions, of other actors of international relations, but this is not the focus of this video. Thank you very much. I hope you like it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.